Well, thank you, Henry. And like the others before me, I'll just say it's an honor to join CCG's 8th China and Globalization Forum. Very much appreciate CCG's efforts to promote dialogue and understanding at this crucial time in U.S.-China relations and really at this crucial juncture in the global economy. So congratulations to you, to your colleagues. I'll just say so much has been said already on this panel, obviously a very distinguished, esteemed panel. So I'll try to be brief and not repeat too much. But I would say, first of all, you're right. As the largest business organization in the United States, we do have I think a broader perspective, both on U.S.-China relations and of course the global economy, and certainly the U.S. economy. Our members range from small businesses and chambers of commerce across the country that support their communities to the leading industry associations and global corporations that innovate and solve for the world's challenges, as well as to the fast and emerging industries that are shaping the future. We at the Chamber's China Center for the better part of 2 decades have documented both the growth of the U.S.-China economic relationship and the challenges posed by China's trade and investment regime for U.S. competitiveness and market access. We have long advocated for a very balanced and rational approach to commercial relations with China, one that recognizes the importance of a market of 1.4 billion people while managing the realities of China's political and economic models. As we all know and appreciate, the U.S.-China bilateral relationship will have sweeping implications, already has and will continue to, beyond our 2 countries for the world. That's why I think, Henry, we're all gathered here under this banner of CCG and globalization. Craig is exactly right. China remains a very important market for many American companies. Foregoing the market for many is simply not an option if they wish to be competitive globally. But as the global economy teeters amidst, as the global economy teeters amidst soaring inflation in the United States and other Western countries, energy price spikes and acute food shortages stemming from Russia's invasion of Ukraine, obviously the economic slowdown that you've talked about, Henry, and the supply chain disruptions in China as it manages through dynamic zero COVID, and of course the new variants. We shouldn't forget that we are still in a pandemic that is very much moving forward. Maintaining and growing commercial ties between the U.S. and China in a mutually beneficial manner will be central, in our view, to ensuring global economic stability in the months and certainly years ahead. Obviously, the Chamber, we are doing what we can at home here in the United States. We're working with our lawmakers to enact policies that strengthen U.S. competitiveness at home and abroad. Obviously, President Biden signed an infrastructure bill last year that we were very supportive and excited about. We're also hoping that lawmakers in the Congress will reach a consensus on a final package in the coming weeks to support the U.S. semiconductor industry and other parts of our innovative economy. And beyond our shores, we're pushing the administration to knock down barriers to trade and support agreements around the world. Of course, we also want a level playing field in and with China, where American business can compete in a fair environment. 4 decades of our economic engagement, linkages involving trillions of dollars in wealth, assets, and commercial flows have been built up, with benefits accruing to both countries and their peoples. But I think, Henry, you started, I think your opening comments were perhaps sadly on point. And as we've already heard this evening, there is much greater risk around those linkages today as momentum continues to build toward a future in which the 2 countries are less engaged. As Evan Greenberg, the esteemed CEO of Chubb, underscored in a major address last week at CSIS, that's not what the American business community wants. But barring a shift in trajectory, which doesn't seem terribly likely at present, one has to assume that the pressure to at least selectively disengage, driven by concerns about national security and competitiveness, will remain. And of course, that's on both sides. Our sincere hope at the Chamber is that the 2 governments, supported by their business communities, We'll continue to work together to improve the business environment in both countries, address those structural concerns in the relationship, as Wendy mentioned, find a path forward on tariffs, and avoid a wide-ranging decoupling that would be bad for both countries and leave the world considerably worse off. Of note, we are hopeful that when President Biden and President Xi talk next, which we hope will be very soon, the two can make some progress on trade, including tariffs. We've heard a lot about tariffs, a lot of questions about tariffs, and a lot of a view, I think, that tariffs on both sides have not been helpful. We urge the two leaders to turn periodic talks into progress and action. So I will, with that, obviously, as our elected leaders shape the future of bilateral relations, conversations like this one under the auspices of CCG are critical to demonstrate our support and commitment to reaching productive solutions that can guide our path forward. So again, congratulations to you, and yield back whatever time I have left. Thanks.